Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we bring you the latest news and updates from around the world. We start with a developing story in the Middle East, where tensions between the U.S. and Iran continue to escalate. According to reports, Iranian Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei has warned of unforgettable lessons for the U.S. following a series of attacks on Washington's allies in the region. The U.S. has responded with airstrikes on Iranian surveillance sites, military logistics infrastructure, and underground weapon storage. The conflict has resulted in significant material losses and injuries in Kuwait, with the country's oil site and power and desalination plant being targeted. The U.S. State Department has urged Americans to reconsider travel to the Middle East due to the potential for unforeseen escalation. The situation is complex, with both sides accusing each other of violating international law. Iranian officials claim that 50 people have been killed and over 500 injured by U.S. attacks since June 27, while the U.S. maintains that its actions are necessary to protect its interests and allies in the region. As the conflict continues to unfold, oil prices have surged, with Brent crude rising about 4.6% to settle near $88 per barrel. The U.S. has also scrapped a waiver for sanctions on Iran's oil exports, further exacerbating the situation. We'll continue to monitor this developing story and bring you updates as more information becomes available. In the meantime, we urge all parties involved to seek a peaceful resolution to this conflict, prioritizing the safety and well-being of civilians in the region. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're continuing our coverage of global news, and now we turn our attention to the small island nation of Sao Tome and Principe, where voters are heading to the polls to elect their next president. The incumbent, Carlos Villanova, is seeking a new 5-year term, but this time he's running as an independent after falling out with the country's most powerful political party, the Independent Democratic Action Party. According to reports from the ground, the campaign has been marked by debates over issues such as government corruption, high inflation, and severe youth unemployment. Villanova's main challenger, Nito Abreu, has vowed to focus on creating jobs for young people and addressing the brain drain that has seen many leave the country in search of better opportunities. It's worth noting that Sao Tome and Principe has a history of free and peaceful elections since adopting multi-party politics in 1990. However, the country did experience a reported coup attempt in 2022, which was thwarted by the government. The Africa Center for Strategic Studies has said that this election is an opportunity for the nation to demonstrate its commitment to democracy and stability. As we go to air, polls have opened, and voters are casting their ballots. Preliminary results are expected late Sunday or Monday, with a second round scheduled if no candidate secures more than 50% of the vote. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments in Sao Tome and Principe, and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. It's a crucial moment for this small nation, which has significant offshore oil deposits and is an important partner for Western allies in the Gulf of Guinea. The international community will be watching closely to see how the election unfolds and what it might mean for the future of democracy in the region. Good evening and welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, I'd like to bring your attention to a remarkable story of resilience and artistic expression. Cuban dissident artist Luis Manuel Otero Alcántara has arrived in the United States after serving a 5-year prison sentence in Cuba. Alcántara, 38, was greeted at Miami International Airport by a crowd of supporters who cheered and sang as he emerged from his journey. As we delve into this story, it's essential to acknowledge the complexities surrounding Alcántara's situation. He was arrested in 2021 during a public protest and later sentenced to 5 years in prison for public disorder, contempt, and disrespect toward national symbols. Human rights organizations, including Amnesty International, have denounced his arrest and incarceration, labeling him a political prisoner, a claim the Cuban government has rejected. Alcántara's case has been a focal point of diplomatic tension between Washington and Havana, with the U.S. granting him parole into the country earlier this week. His release has sparked hopes that fellow political prisoners, including Michael Osorbo Castillo Perez, may also be set free. As an artist, Alcántara co-founded the San Isidro movement, a group of Havana artists, writers, and musicians who have used their creative voices to express dissent against repression. His story serves as a poignant reminder of the power of artistic expression in the face of adversity. It's crucial to approach this topic with nuance, recognizing the intricacies of international relations and the diverse perspectives surrounding Alcántara's situation. As we strive for balance and fairness, we must also acknowledge the significance of his release and the potential implications for others who remain imprisoned. As Alcántara begins his new chapter in the United States, he brings with him a broken statue of the Virgin Mary, a symbol of hope and healing. This poignant gesture underscores the human aspect of his story, one that transcends politics and speaks to our shared values of freedom, creativity, and resilience. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.